Hi there, April here, Tarot and Beyond. Today I want to talk about pendulums. While I am a tarot card reader and I love to read my cards, I use the Robin Wood Tarot, by the way, just in case you're looking for a deck. And I love that deck. I would show it to you if I had it in front of me, but you'll see it all over the place on my channel. Mainly I use that deck because of the images being very clear and very easy to pick up. But tarot in general is not something that you go to get a very quick answer. So I started using pendulums a few years ago now. And what I find is that they give you very quick answers, very clear answers. And if you pay attention to them, they really tell you stories. So I've really grown very fond of my pendulums, especially in times where I have to do very quick readings. I'm on a time schedule. They're priceless. They're just priceless. So I'm gonna play with a pendulum here for sale in the store. Just thought I would at least give the store a plug. This is on purpose in Cedar Creek, by the way. And this is actually the room where I do my readings here. It's the owner's office, and I love this store. I just love this store. And she has a really great variety of pendulums. This particular one has a nice painted bead on the dongle. The dongle, that's the technical term that I made up. And then it has a merlinite stone on the business end of the pendulum. So when I am using the pendulum, I hold it very, very tightly. I don't allow a lot of leeway on my pendulum. I want answers. And if I'm doing a reading, it's really nice to be able to let my client see those answers, because a no looks very different than a yes. And so that definitely can make some impacts when you're talking to someone. They can see the answer growing. So I want to talk a little tiny bit about the energy of the pendulum. So what I believe, and again, this is all my perspective, what I believe is that there's a ton of information available to us from spirit. And largely what's up there is conducts itself with electricity. And so since energy is electricity and we're mostly made of water, we're really good conductors of electricity. And since the pendulum chain is metal, electricity can follow that chain to its end. So what I believe is that I channel energy from astral. I channel it through the chain because it's coming through my body and my fingers are on that chain. My fingers are not on that little plasticky dongle. Oh, I'm sorry. That's definitely ceramic. Anyway, and so I'm in direct contact with the business end of that pendulum. Okay, so an answer comes through me. It comes out on the pendulum and I can read it, and it's very simple. It's yes, no. It's pretty simple. So what I want to do is to empower you to play with pendulums. All it is just energy. There's one rule. Number one, and that's the only one, and it's really important. You want to make sure that you have a conversation with the energy above you and you say, hey, I only want good, reliable answers. I don't want anybody messing around with me. I just want good, reliable, honest answers. When you program your pendulum and you say, you are here to give me good, clean answers, it can't lie to you. It can't be driven by someone who has some negative intention. You're going to get good answers. You're going to get reliable answers. I have to warn you of something. Pendulums have little attitudes. Sometimes I'll lose the keys here in the store. Don't tell the owner. And I'll spend like half an hour looking for the keys, walking all around going, where are the freaking keys? And I'll go to my pendulum and I'll say, will you answer me and tell me where the keys are? And the pendulum says no. Okay. So I keep looking, come back to the pendulum. Will you tell me where the keys are? No. I have to keep looking. Finally, it'll say, yes, I'll tell you where the keys are. Takes me right to them. Do you know why? Because I know where those keys are. I put them down. They're in my subconscious in there somewhere. That information is available to the ether. So it just takes that information and delivers it right back to me in my pendulum. So it's really, really important that you know when you're asking about yourself, the first thing you want to ask is if you can ask, because sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes we're not supposed to know things. Sometimes we're better off not knowing. And sometimes pendulums just like to play games. So, but if you ask them to be honest, or if you ask them if they are being, they have to give you the truth. So start there. And I know my glasses are not correctly, anyway, never mind. Don't even get me going. I will tell stories. I'm Irish. So when I use my pendulum, I'm very specific. I ask very specific questions that have a yes or no, a larger or smaller answer. If it's something where my client says, how are things going to go? You know, let's say they've got a lawsuit going. How's my lawsuit going to go? I go, okay, gonna go. That's not a good question, right? So I'm going to say, will my client be successful in the lawsuit that they're involved in? And the pendulum will give me an answer. And then I'll ask another question to make sure that I'm getting the full answer. And that question is usually about how my client is going to feel about the outcome. Because if they're happy, that's what I want to tell them, right? There's no bad news. So I can tell them, you're going to be happy with the outcome. You're going to be successful, but you're going to be happy. If it's a little tiny yes, a little tiny, let me turn this way. If it's a little tiny yes, then that means they're going to be a little bit happy. If it's a big ass yes, that means they're going to be really happy. So I want to communicate that to them as well, right? So that's the way that I read pendulums, and that's enough on that. I'll give you a little quick primer on how to pick out your pendulum on the next video, but I don't want to mess things up now and make this go forever. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, because I'm still new at this. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I love it, and I love talking to you, and thank you so much for supporting me. I so appreciate it. Have a great day.